Hi, and a very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are doing good. So, in today's class, we are going to talk about and we are going to have a test on the descriptive part of finance and management. Me and Parul ma'am together will be live evaluating your answers. So, सबसे पहले we will do finance के test, right? You are going to write the test. As you all know, आपको 1.5 hours मिलेंगे, 90 minutes. You are going to write the test. And after that, I will be coming and I will be evaluating your finance answers. And post that Parul ma'am will come up and she will be taking up the test. ठीक है, वो evaluate करेंगी आपके management के answers. Good morning everyone. So shall we start or shall we wait for others also to join? Also people, let me share a link with you, right? उस link पे जाओ for all those who are not enrolled. आप इस link पे जाओगे, you are going to enroll yourself. Yes. So I've given you a link for all those who are not enrolled in the course. You will get a free trial. Go to the link that I have shared right now. उस link पे जाके you are going to enroll in the bundle and then sign up करो and give the test. ठीक है? Good morning. So this is how the interface would look like, and you are going to start the test. Right? So this is the FM test 8 for all those who are enrolled. आप अपने RBI grade B 2023 phase 2 test series में जाओगे. Go here, phase 2 test series and click on test 8. For all those who are not enrolled, there is a link that I have provided you in the comment section. Click on there and sign up and click on enroll bundle. ठीक है? And you will be able to give the test. Just a second. Is it visible? I've shared the link again. The link is also available in the description section, I guess. Just a second, guys. Okay, it is not available. Just a second. उनको show नहीं कर रहा. कैसे भेजूं? कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं सिर्फ एडमिन ही लिंक भेज सकता है, आप उस वाले लैपटॉप से और उसमें डालूं कैसे लिंक? जैसे डाल दे, मेरे लिंक में डालूंगा सर को. हाँ, मनीष सर को कल ये पूछना पड़ेगा मनीष सर के पास एक्सेस है या नहीं है. I hope the link is available to you now. And yes, so sorry for the inconvenience that was caused to all of you guys. So we can start with the test. As we all know that phase वन एग्जाम इज ऑल ओवर एंड ऐसा नहीं है जो ये टाइम है कि आप फेज वन के रिजल्ट के लिए वेट करो. डोंट कमिट दिस मिस्टेक, राइट? Rather than that, start preparing, start practicing for your phase 2 paper. Even if you are scoring above 50, start practicing and start preparing for phase 2. ठीक है? So the link, I hope the link is available. Please, for all those who are not enrolled, उस पे click करो and then you need to sign up in order to have access to the test. ठीक है? After signing up, you need to enroll for the bundle. Remember, buy or enroll का option आएगा. You need to click on enroll on the bundle. ठीक है? Test number 8, for those who have been enrolled, you all know that we have been conducting the mock. This descriptive mock has already been available to you. अब आपको mock 8 करना है, right? अपने कोर्स पे जाओगे and you need to click on mock test 8, right? So this is the one, RBI grade B 2023. ये आपका इंटरफेस होगा. फेज 2 के मॉक पे जाना है आपको, right? And then you need to go for mock number 8, FM test 8, and you can take up the test. ठीक है? Am I audible and visible? Yes. So there will be 6 questions. We all know the format. 15 marker mein there will be 3 questions, out of which you need to attempt 2. And from the 10 marker question, again you need to attempt 2 out of 3. Also remember the first question in each section, that is in the 15 marker question, the first question would be compulsory, and even in the 10 marker question, the first question, question number 1 is compulsory. So you have an option from question number 2 and 3 to choose one. And I will be giving you 90 minutes. So it is already 8:15. So we will meet around 10 and write the test, and all the very best. Do not miss any question. Write all your test. चारों के चारों question attempt करना. I will be evaluating. Me and Parul ma'am will be evaluating your answers. ठीक है? All the best, guys. Now you can start the test. And also one more thing, guys, as and when you write your test, try to save your answer either in the MS Word or in Notepad for your future reference. Because once you submit the answer that you have written will not be available to you. So it's better that you save the test somewhere else, maybe in the Notepad or even on the Microsoft Word for you for later on, so that you can evaluate your answers based on the sample answers provided to you. Okay? Okay. All the best, guys. Start the test now. So I am available here only. If you have any doubt, if you face any problem, you can make use of the comment section. I will be replying there. Okay? And I'll meet you after 90 minutes with your evaluation. Okay? Hi students, so 45 minutes have already been passed. So आधा time खत्म हो चुका है. You have 45 minutes left. I hope you're writing well, or please watch the time as well. So it's already 9:41. So in another 2-3 minutes, we'll be starting with the evaluation. तो जिन्होंने सबमिट नहीं किया है जल्दी से सबमिट कर दो. एंड आई होप आई एम ऑडिबल एंड विजिबल टू ऑल ऑफ यू. वॉइस में अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम है प्लीज लेट मी नो. So it's already 9:41. So चलो, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द इवैल्यूएशन. काफ़ी लोगों का हो चुका है टेस्ट कंप्लीट. सो लेट्स टेक मुकुल सैनी का लेते हैं. सो लेट्स चेक फाइनेंस का आंसर. Also guys, अगर जब भी whenever you attempt your phase 2 descriptive, you get a good amount of time. So you get around 1.5 hours. 4 questions आपको attempt करने हैं. You need to keep in mind that for the 15 marker question, do not exceed the word limit of 600. 600 के ऊपर नहीं जाना. Similarly for the 10 marker question, 400 words के ऊपर आपको नहीं जाना है. ठीक है. अब let's talk about the question that has been asked. The first question for the 15 marker that has been asked talks about NBFCs. ठीक है. तो क्वेश्चन काफी सिंपल है. What are NBFCs? You are going to define NBFCs होते क्या हैं and explain the recent scale-based regulation introduced by RBI for the classification of NBFCs. So NBFCs has been an important topic. अगर आप अपने previous year question paper भी उठाओगे, descriptive objective में भी NBFCs related questions पूछे हुए हैं. Now, since this is a 15 marker question, you need to give equal weightage to both the part of the question. NBFCs को भी आपको अच्छे से explain करना है, whereby you can talk about what NBFCs actually are, right? इसके अलावा what are the activities that they indulge themselves into, and also how are they similar to banks? ये चीजें पहले आप discuss करोगे. After that, you are going to talk about the second part of the question, that is the scale-based regulation that has been introduced by RBI effective from October 1st, 2022. इसके बारे में देखते हैं. Let's see how Mukul has answered this. So NBFCs form a part of financial infrastructure in India which functions like bank, okay, but are not bank at the same time. They provide multiple services including lending, investing, insurance, and even taking deposits. One major difference between a bank and an NBFC is that NBFC cannot open current account or savings account. They're not allowed to take demand deposits. Major NBFCs working in India include, okay, examples have been provided. According to FSR, NBFCs stand a strong position with CRAR of 27.1%. This shows strong fundamental in NBFC sector operating in India. Okay, makes sense. Now in India, NBFCs are regulated into a 4-tier structure. So again, you need to be very clear with the nomenclature that has been used here. अगर आप RBI की website पे जाओगे, if you look at the scale-based regulation that has been introduced, it says base layer, middle layer, upper layer and top layer. ठीक है? तो bottom layer no doubt meaning same है, but nomenclature आपको यहाँ पे सही use करना है. Also, I can see this is a 15 marker question. The person has written in a very brief manner. अगर आप इतना ही लिखोगे, trust me guys, you won't be getting good marks. Even if your answer constitute of points like pointing datas or facts from the FSR report or from the annual report, अगर आपका answer full proof नहीं है, adequate नहीं है, you won't be getting good marks. ठीक है? So let's see what all have been mentioned. Regulations get more strict as we move from lower to upper ones. Good point. Bottom layer contains relatively smaller NBFCs which are not having an impact. Okay. Now see, if I look at the answer, especially the second part of the answer काफी brief manner में है. The answer is very brief. If you look at the regulation, you need to keep in mind कि जो भी ये important RBI related notifications हैं, master directions हैं related to NBFCs, urban cooperative banks, इनकी जो categorization की गई है, that categorization becomes important. So for example, if NBFCs has been divided into 4 categories, you need to talk about which all NBFCs will form part of the base layer, of the middle layer, and what will constitute in the upper layer as well as in the top layer. तो वो चीजें यहाँ missing है. For example, P2P lending platform. We've talked about P2P lending platform. They should form part of your base layer. तो ये जो important चीजें हैं, non deposit taking NBFCs, ये सारे आपको mention करना था. So this is a half not complete answer और इसमें I think आपको अच्छे नंबर नहीं मिलेंगे. You need to complete your answer. ठीक है? अब हम बात करते हैं. Let's take up someone else. मधुरी का आंसर देखते हैं. Let's talk about this question number 2. चलो. Again, the person Madhuri has taken 21 minutes. See, time का भी आपको ध्यान रखना है. You just have 90 minutes and you need to complete all 4 questions. Rather than putting the entire time and entire energy in producing one very beautiful answer, your objective should be completing all the 4 answers adequately. चारों को equal importance दो, right? Let's talk about the answer. So NBFCs are non-bank finance. You have written the full form. Okay, these are forming banking like functions but cannot take demand deposits and cannot issue credit card. Due to difference in function, these NBFCs are not as strictly regulated by RBI. See, again, the introduction part, it's not adequate. यहाँ पे क्या missing है? First and foremost, you need to talk about what NBFCs is all about. So non-bank finance companies क्या होती हैं? What are the activities? For example, कुछ activities ऐसी होती हैं जिसमें NBFCs cannot take part into. For example, agricultural activity, industrial activity. ये सारी चीजें आपको clearly mention करना पड़ेगा. And also you need to talk about how NBFCs are important for the financial system of a country, right? So we all know they provide the last mile intermediation. Credit intermediation कैसे होती है? It is done through NBFCs. Apart from that, there are certain section of the society which banks are unable to cater to. In that place, NBFCs play an important role whereby वो क्या करते हैं? They provide the last mile intermediation, credit intermediation जो होती है on lending के process से हो या कोई और process से हो, that is done by NBFCs only. Therefore, NBFCs play a very important role. तो ये 3-4 चीजें हैं that should have form part of your introduction और वो यहाँ पे missing है. ठीक है? So introduction need to be improved. इसके बाद देखते हैं with the growth of NBFCs at par with big banks and financial institutions and unavailability of again. So whenever you write an answer, 15 marker question है, maximum 20 minutes to 25 minutes should be given. Out of that, please 2 minutes ले लो, 5 minutes, take out 5 minutes from each answer and read your answer, revise your answer so that any kind of spelling mistake, grammatical mistakes हैं, वो ठीक हो पाए. ठीक है? We have already taken up a lot of answer writing classes on YouTube. Please usko dekho and then answer it well. Okay. Is it visible? Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, so we're talking about this answer, okay? So spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes and punctuation errors need to be taken into account. Otherwise, again, you are going to lose marks wahan par bhi. Now let's talk about the recent scale-based regulation introduced by RBI. So they are divided on the basis of the asset size for different slabs. The lowermost slab is the base layer, okay? Asset size, asset size up to 100 crore. Are you sure it is 100 crore? Do not bluff numbers here, right? जब भी आपको ऐसे क्वेश्चन मिले, either you know it, either you don't know it. Numbers के साथ कभी bluff मत करना, especially in this question. As we all know, in the base layer, asset size, non-deposit taking NBFCs up to rupees 1000 crores will form part of NBFC base layer. This shows that your revision is not up to the mark. अगर यहाँ से आपके objective questions भी आते हैं, that will also be wrong अगर आप ऐसे करके आओगे तो, right? So यहाँ पे again there is a mistake. Now it also contains the salary earners NBFCs. Again, Madhuri, you have mixed two concept here. Salary earners NBFCs नहीं होते, salary earners UCBs होते हैं. So there are two different scale based regulation. One is for NBFCs and the other is for UCB. और उन दोनों की guidelines अलग हैं. आपने 100 करोड़ लिखा है, that is for urban cooperative banks and that is on the basis of their deposit size. For NBFCs, it is on the basis of their asset size and base layer will constitute of those NBFCs that are non-deposit taking and having an asset size below 1000 crore. ठीक है, तो आपका आंसर गलत है यहाँ पे. You need to check upon this. ठीक है, so everything will be wrong here. Now let's look at the conclusion part. Conclusion देखते हैं. Now in line with the global trend of finding domestic systemically important, again it is systemically not systematically. Again you need to keep or you need to watch the difference between systemic and systematic. दो different चीजें होती हैं. You need to look there. Okay, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's look at some other answer. Let's look at the next answer. Just a minute. अमित का आंसर चेक करते हैं. Not answered. Okay, let's see the 10 marker question. चलो. Again, this answer is not complete. So our intention behind giving you this question on accounting is for the simple reason कि accounting आपके course में, आपके syllabus में add किया गया है. So apart from practicing the mock questions, जो आपके objective questions हैं, you need to practice that. उसके अलावा you need to also have a good hand on the descriptive questions also. तो basic जो questions हैं accounting से बन सकते हैं, you need to read upon it. ठीक है, और ये question काफी simple था. The question was very simple. It just talked about asset depreciation क्या होता है, the causes behind depreciation and also the difference between the two methods of calculating or finding depreciation. ठीक है, so let's see. So depreciation represents the decrease in the value of an asset due to continuous deterioration through its useful life. Okay. Companies calculate depreciation to estimate how much their assets have decreased in value over time. ठीक है, make sense. Depreciation का meaning clear है. Depreciation is carried out for tangible assets, which are the physical assets. Again, you need to watch out क्या depreciation बस हम tangible assets के लिए ही देखते हैं. There is something called amortization, which is almost related to depreciation only, right? तो जो हमारे ऐसे एसेट्स होते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल सॉफ्टवेयर हो गए, आईपीआर इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स हो गए, इवन गुडविल एक्सेट्रा, दे आर amortized. They will also form a part. A company acquires, again you can write it separately here, a company acquires these assets to increase productivity and raise the overall performance of the business. Okay, now tangible assets have a physical form, whereas intangible assets do not have a physical form. Some example, again here you have talked about tangible and intangible assets do not make sense here. The question simply says, what is asset depreciation? उसको explain कर दिया आपने. The next part of the answer should be causes of depreciation. What could be the causes? Causes could be, for example, let's suppose physical wear and tear. So whenever we use certain assets, let's suppose machinery है, बाकी चीजें हैं, कुछ physical wear and tear होता है जिसकी वजह से we need to go for repair. ठीक है? Apart from that, there are certain assets which are perishable in nature, right? तो उनका लाइफ स्पैन ही काफी कम होता है, and therefore such assets needs to be again replaced, and therefore depreciation is required. Now there are certain assets that become obsolete. For example, there is certain technological asset that we have, but because of the changing technology, that technology does not make any sense for the business now. So obsolete technology की वजह से भी that could be a reason for depreciation. So ऐसे causes आपको answer में mention करने थे. And finally, you could have talked about the two different kinds of method, the two different methods of depreciation, that is the straight line method and the written down value method. So ये यहाँ पे mention नहीं है. Again, you need to watch your answer. ठीक है? अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's talk about let's take a different answer. Again, this answer is not complete. Guys, आप क्या कर रहे हो? This is a very simple question. NBFCs आपके tips पे होने चाहिए. Banks हो गए, urban cooperative banks हो गए, NBFCs हो गए. Risk management, an important chapter, ये आपके tips पे होने चाहिए. You cannot leave blank. ऐसे रखोगे तो काम नहीं चलेगा. चलो, let's see this answer. Okay, so NBFCs or non-bank financial companies are companies registered under the Companies Act. Very good. So someone has actually mentioned that these NBFCs are companies that are registered under the Companies Act. So ये चीज आपको mention करना है. These are certain pointers that is going to give you additional marks. ठीक है? And engage in the business of lending, investing, buying and selling of securities. Makes sense. There are NBFCs. Again, आपको 5 minutes निकालने हैं from your time and you need to review your answer. Please revise your answers and make it error free for the examiner as well. Now, the NBFCs which also accept deposits in NBFCs which are primarily engaged in the agriculture. Again, this line doesn't make sense grammatically. Please change कर दो. बाकी the person says that NBFCs जो होती हैं, they do not indulge themselves into activities like agricultural, industrial or other deposit accepting activity. ठीक है? However, there are certain NBFCs which on a contribution basis or on a one-time basis accept deposit. तो ये distinction भी आपको clear होना चाहिए. NBFCs do not accept deposits. However, there are certain NBFCs that can accept deposits which are either one-time or on a contribution membership basis. ये चीज I hope आपको ध्यान रहेंगे. Now, you could have given some examples of NBFCs here in order to enrich your answer. Now, they cannot accept, again, this is wrong, accept, please check this out, ACCEPT होना चाहिए. They're not part of the payment and settlement system. Deposit insurance facility of DICGC is not available to the depositors of NBFCs. Makes sense. Okay, the first part has been answered. Let's talk about the second part. Recently, RBI proposed a 4-tier structure to regulate NBFCs. It would have been better if you would have mentioned the date, effective date of implementation. ठीक है? वो चीज यहाँ पे mentioned नहीं है, वो आपको check करना पड़ेगा. 1st October 2022. Now, base layer, middle layer, upper and top layer. Not topmost, top layer. Nomenclature, please correct रखिए. The NBFCs in this layer, okay, the regulatory intervention here is least warranted. Again, so from the answer itself, it is very clear कि जो important technical चीजें हैं, that has been missing from this answers. अगर आप उसको नहीं लिखोगे, since this is a general answer, general marks would be given to you. So let's suppose 15 mark का question है, you won't be getting more than 5. उससे ऊपर आपको यहाँ पे आप नहीं expect कर सकते इस answer से. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे you could have talked about that in the base layer, all non-deposit taking NBFCs and having asset size less than or up to rupees 1000 crore will form part of base layer. Apart from that, NBFCs P2P, account aggregator framework, all of these, and also those NBFCs which do not have a customer interface, that will form part of base layer. ये चीजें mentioned है. Middle layer will constitute of all deposit taking NBFCs. All deposit taking NBFCs will form part of middle layer. Apart from that, non deposit taking NBFCs above 1000 crore assets will also form part of your middle layer. तो ये जो important technical चीजें हैं, this has been mentioned, this is missing from this answer, वो आपको यहाँ पे देखना पड़ेगा and you need to look into it. ठीक है, अब आगे बात करते हैं NBFCs. Let's talk about the conclusion part. NBFCs are companies engaged in financial activities similar to that of a bank but are not banks. They are regulated based on their place in the fourth regulatory structure. Again, what is more missing in this answer? You could have talked about why is this structure calculated? Structure क्यों categorize किया गया? Why has RBI come up with such a classification? So they've talked about the recent classification. So you could have talked about that there are NBFCs of all kinds, of all sizes, of all kinds of activities. Therefore, if we have one kind of approach for every NBFC, that wouldn't make sense. So targeted approach was required for NBFCs. Therefore, RBI has come up with this classification into 4 tiers. तो ये चीज यहाँ पे missing है. Please include करो in order to have better marks in the exam. Now, let's talk about the 10 marker question. Okay, chalo, let's see how has this answer been written. Now, again, asset depreciation is the loss in the value of the asset due to natural wear and tear. This is just one of the reasons. Asset depreciation is usually accounted for capital assets like plant and machinery. Okay. Is it visible, guys? Okay, chalo. Let's talk about asset depreciation. Now, asset depreciation is usually accounted for capital assets like plant and machinery, which has a fixed useful lifetime in terms of resale or monetary value. Make sense? आगे बात करते हैं. The usual causes of depreciation are normal wear and tear, caused by frequent and regular use. Force of nature makes sense. The machinery might become obsolete because of some new technological breakthrough. There might be permanent fall in the market value or there might be natural calamity. Again, you have talked about force of nature. वहीं पे ये चीज आ जाती. You do not have to write again. Now, the two main methods of determining depreciation. Again, if I look at this answer, first part has been answered well. How you could have more enriched your answers? You could have given an example. For example, you have talked about what is asset depreciation. आपने बता दिया this is asset depreciation, and therefore we charge the value of the asset over the useful life of the asset. वो आपने mention कर दिया. After that, you need to write an example whereby you could have talked about, let's suppose there is a company that has purchased a machinery. However, if the amount of the machinery is charged in the first year itself, that could have impacted the profit and loss account of that company. ठीक है? That's the reason why, in order to be in line with the matching principle of accounting, what company or what is the normal usage, आप जो भी asset खरीदते हो, you allocate the cost of the asset over the useful life of the asset. तो वो एक example आप यहाँ पे mention कर सकते थे. Apart from that, if you are talking about the second part of the question, please give a different heading whereby you could have written causes of depreciation, and then in pointers, let's suppose 1, this is the cause, normal wear and tear caused by frequent usage. 2nd, natural calamities by the forces of nature. 3rd, obsolete technology. So in pointer form में आप इसको better present कर सकते थे इस answer को, right? Now let's talk about the third part of the question whereby it talks about the difference between straight line method and the written down value method. Okay, the straight line method is one in which a fixed amount of depreciation is charged on the asset at every accounting period. Okay, the rate of depreciation differs as the amount charged is constant. Okay, again, the value of the asset becomes zero at the end of the cycle and it's completely written off. It either becomes zero or it has a salvage value, that is the scrap value. ये चीज mention करना जरूरी है. You cannot outrightly say कि zero हो जाता है. In some cases there is their salvage value. ठीक है? The initial depreciation charge is lower as the asset value initially is high. It is less complicated and easier to understand than the written down value method. Okay, let's talk about the second part. Now, there is a fixed percentage value that is depreciated in each accounting cycle. The rate of depreciation charge is constant till the useful life of the asset. However, the value or the amount of depreciation decreases gradually over the useful life of the asset. वो चीज आप mention कर सकते थे. Now, the value of the asset never becomes zero. Important point, rightly written, and the asset is never completely written off. Makes sense. Now, the initial depreciation charge is higher as the absolute value percentage wise or on a high value asset is more. It is bit more complicated than the straight line method. Makes sense. However, आपने क्या करा है? So this person has written two paragraphs. The first paragraph is talked about straight line method, क्या क्या चीजें होती हैं, and the second paragraph is talked about written down value method. A good way could be you could have done it in a much better way, whereby what you could have done here is you have written one point. Let's suppose the straight line method is a charges a fixed amount of depreciation on the original cost of the asset each year. ठीक है, हर साल एक फिक्स अमाउंट चार्ज किया जाता है स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड के अंदर. However, in the written down value method, the amount of depreciation decreases gradually over the useful life of the asset. तो एक एक pointers को लेके आप differentiate करते, that would have made more sense and would have helped you in better presenting your answer. So you have all the pointers. The only thing that I find here is one example. Example included नहीं है. And second, you could have written in a more better way. Presentation और अच्छी हो सकती थी. Depreciation is a natural unavoidable phenomenon and has to be accounted for. Both the straight line and the written down value method have the usage and advantages and should be employed considering the needs of the situation of the enterprise. Makes sense. So the conclusion is really good. आपको यहाँ पे आराम से 70% marks मिल जाएगी, right? चलो ठीक है. So yeah, इसके basis पे all the important points that I have mentioned you, उसके basis पे you could check your answers. आप अपने answer evaluate कर लेना, right? Now Parul ma'am will be coming and she will be evaluating your answers. ठीक है? Also students, so this might be my last video over the YouTube channel. आप सबको जैसे पता है. So it was nice meeting you. And I would just like to wish and pray all the very best for your examination. Not only for your exam, but also for your future life. जो भी आप करो, अच्छे से करो, right? And yeah, all the very best. So Parul ma'am will take over now.
Hey everyone, please do let me know whether I'm audible and visible to you so that we can quickly begin with the analysis. Hi everyone, please do let me know whether I'm audible and visible to you so that we can quickly begin with the analysis. I hope I'm audible to you people. If you have any issue, please do let me know. Yes, I have checked. I am audible and visible as well. So I hope you understood clearly the questions of finance. Now I will be taking the management questions, and in the test we had two questions. Technically it was three, but because of some error, you guys received only three questions. And I'm going to analyze the questions for you people. And I request all of you, because of time constraint, it will not be possible for us to evaluate the answer of each and every person. So please mark important points, whatever I will be saying. And if by chance I don't evaluate your answer, it would be a recommendation from my side to evaluate the answer on your own. Let me pick the answer of Sushant and let's see what he has written when it comes to the questions of management. So okay, it is of, just give me a sec. Okay, he does not answer this question. Let me see if he has answered this from these points or not. Okay, no. All right. Unfortunately, he has not answered any question of management, so I will be not taking. him. Now let's see Isha. And yeah, so let's start analyzing her question. MBO is one of the most important topics when it comes to RBI. In your objective questions as well, there was a question of one marker in MBO where it was a very basic question. The examiner was asking what is the full form of MBO, right? But this question is little complicated and let us understand how. So we all know that the question states management by objective is not a panacea for all management problems justify. So we all know the importance of management by objective. So first let me explain the meaning of it in just 1 minute. So management objective simply states that an organization should be clear when it comes to its objective, and every department and every subordinate's goal should be aligned with the organizational objective. All right. So the question is saying it's not panic, it's saying it does not solve all the management problems. And let us understand how this thing come into across. So the person is starting the answer by stating management objective is a management technique focused on fulfilling certain specific objectives and the manager leading the team to achieve that. Okay. In this method, the focus on just the fulfillment of the objective would blindside other very important tasks of the management. I must just say that the introduction of the answer was good. The person in one word briefly highlighted the meaning of management objective, and in the second line he's also mentioning that the major focus of MBO is on the accomplishment of objective only, and MBO ignores other things. So it would be my recommendation here, at least define management objective in brief, plus it would be advisable to give an example for the same if you guys have any. All right. Now the person is writing lack of motivation in the term due to single focus on objective and missing leadership qualities. All right. Okay. And how is that so? Hmm. Yeah. Do you want me to press it? Done. In the middle, right? Yeah. So I was saying management objective. Now the person is writing how management objective does not solve all the problems of management. And the person is writing lack of motivation in the team due to single focus on objective and missing leadership qualities. I'm so sorry to say, but MBO does not refer anywhere that it does not have leadership qualities, but MBO may these are the supervisors only who set the goals of the subordinates, and they constantly keep check whether the subordinates are meeting those objectives or not. So this point is not correct by you. So please make sure you have conceptual clarity before you attempt any answer. The second point that the person is writing loss of commitment by the team to the work and company ethos. Okay, the employee does not care about the company's growth and works for fulfilling short-term goals. Okay, the line is the person is trying to write something, but the meaning is not being conveyed very well, and the answer is very brief. So at least I hope you are aware about the same thing that a 15 marker question you have to write at least 600 words. It's not at least, maximum you have to write 500 words. The examiner will not very happy if he or she sees the answer, because it lacks the basic meaning of MBO. It has only two meanings. So it would be my advice to this person, please write a complete introduction with all the points in bullets and a basic introduction to support your objective. All right. Now let me check the answer of another person, and let's see whom should I take the next. Okay, let's check the answer of this person, Mr. Dinesh. So as I already checked, and we are not taking this question again. So I would like to take another question, and let me see who has done it. Let's see if this person has attempted the question or not. All right, let me see the second question. Yeah, this question is very important and very important when it comes to RBI examination. Ethics से last time भी question पूछा गया था, and the chances are maybe either from ethics or from corporate governance, RBI will certainly ask a question. And this question is very pretty, very basic in nature, and let us read. So the question is divided into two parts. First, the examiner wants you to write what is business ethics, and after that the examiner wants you to explain the difference between laws and ethics in detail. Some people think these two are similar when it comes to the theoretical part, but it is not in reality. So let me read the lesson of the answer of the same. This person took 27 minutes to write just one answer. So it would be my advice, do not spend much time in writing one answer. Try to increase your typing speed. The term ethics is derived from the Greek word ethikos, which means conduct, custom, or habit. Ethics are a set of universal principles that have been tested under different situations to ensure that they are not violating any principles. All right. So what this person is doing, the person is initially describing what he understands by the term ethics, and now he is explaining the meaning of business ethics. So business ethics is prescribed code of conduct for business. Yes, absolutely correct. It is a set of guidelines for dealing with various procedure ethically. Very nice. The motive is to prevent unethical business practices, both deliberate and inadvertent. All right, amazing. Some unethical practices circumvent law enforcement. However, ethics go beyond enforcement and they are to be self-imposed and followed diligently. As I said earlier, the question is divided into two parts. It means define business ethics, you can say, is of 5 marks, and explain the difference between laws and ethics. It holds 5 marks. So यहाँ पर I am really impressed by the introduction. The person has also illustrated the meaning of business ethics as well and how in one line it differs from law. But थोड़ा और लिखना चाहिए था. And अगर आप यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल लिख देते तो इट वॉज लाइक अ चेरी ऑन द केक. सो यहाँ पर एक कमी है जो मुझे लग रहा है बेटर हो सकती थी. सो प्लीज कीप इन माइंड, एज आई ऑलवेज से, राइट examples in your answer if you can. The examiner will be very happy and you will catch extra marks for the same. All right. So now the person is writing. There are generally 12 business ethics principles which are no need to mention. आपको मेंशन करने की, एक्सप्लेन करने की डिटेल में जरूरत नहीं थी. आई एम वेरी वेल अवेयर दैट अकाउंटेबिलिटी, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, ऑनेस्टी एंड ट्रस्ट हैज टू बी देयर. बट आपने क्या करा, आपने इतने सारे पॉइंट्स लिखे. नाउ यू आर डाइवर्टिंग फ्रॉम द मेन क्रक्स ऑफ द आंसर. यू आर नॉट कीपिंग योरसेल्फ लिमिटेड टू द आंसर. इतने सारा 12 पॉइंट्स में मेंशन करने की जरूरत नहीं थी. इन वन लाइन यू कुड हैव मेंशन दिस पॉइंट्स विद एन एग्जाम्पल. अब आपने क्या करा, ये सारे पॉइंट्स एग्जाम में पूछे नहीं थे. दीज आर द एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स विच यू आर राइटिंग. अब एग्जाम में मार्क्स लूज करेंगे. Now the person is starting explaining what is law according to him. Laws are set of rules and regulations created to govern. It is a universal and excess obligations, right? Violation of law is not permissible and may result in punishment. It is well defined and objective. All right. On the other hand, ethics are set of standards to guide people about human conduct. There is no punishment and it is not binding in nature. Ethics holds responsible and not accountable, and it is not well defined and subjective in nature. See, if I will have to give marks, I would give 60% to the answer. Keeping in mind, I am repeating all the points which could have been better. First, there is no need to write the 12 basic principles of business ethics. Second, the explanation when it comes to the difference between ethics and laws are very limited. आपने दो ही points लिखे हैं. At least write 5 points when it comes to the difference with a solid conclusion that आप लास्ट में लिख सकते हैं that how can you say कि these 2 points are different. For instance, I'll give a personal example for the same. It's legal to use plastic bottles, right? आप use करते हैं, मैं use करती हूँ. But if I am in a business and if I want to work ethically, I can say that we will use non-plastic bottles and it will be not biodegradable. So that is how ethic is different from the law. So that is how you can write the example in your answer. Example is missing. There is no need of writing this thing and baki rest is good. All right. I hope you are marking the important points. Let's take the answer of another person. Let's see Dipanshu Saini, and I hope she has attempted the question of staff. Okay. Let me see if she has attempted. he or she has attempted the next question. No. Let me take the MBO question only. Very important, as I said earlier. And let's see how this person has written the answer. I hope you're familiar with the question. The question is of 15 marks, those who have joined late the session. Now, the person is starting by explaining the meaning of management by objective. It means that the goals are predetermined to pursue together by the employee and the employer. All right, उन्होंने एक ही लाइन में एक basic meaning बता दिया है कि this is what I understand by MBO. It is sometimes seen to be one arrow hits all solution of human resource management. Though this approach that involves setting goals, checking the feasibility to achieve it, collaboration between employer and employee to achieve it, feedback, however, fails to cover important interpersonal management points that are equally important. That अब इन्होंने क्या करा? He highlighted that management by objective is very important, but in another line the person is mentioned that कुछ चीजें ये भूल जाते हैं which are equally important when it comes to attainment of any target. ठीक है, beautiful start of the question. Now let us see what are the different points that person has written. The first one, gender injustice. Gender justice. Okay, both males and females bring different management styles to the table along with different drive to face challenges and achieve goals. Being knowledgeable and underlying emotions require emotional intelligence for the management. I'm so sorry to say that, but this point is not at all related to limitations of management by objective. Please make your facts clear and do not write anything which is not true in your examination. It can cost your examination. So please say point mat likhna, guys. This is not related to MBO, the limitations of MBO. Now let me read the second one. Interpersonal communication, unaware of the group dynamics and informal communications among employees. Okay, an employer stays unacquainted to important feedback. This gap can be filled with activities like town hall meetings, team lunches. But this is one of the steps of MBO जिसमें क्या करते हैं जो सुपरवाइजर होते हैं, that person keeps a constant check on subordinates. तो यहाँ पर ये लिखना कि उनको feedback नहीं मिलता है, I don't think so. This is also correct statement written by you. It would be my recommendation to read the topic again and rewrite the answer. Now the next one, changing business environment in local area or industry. I don't know what this person is trying to write here. Two-way communication. Two-way communication is sometimes is missing. Yes, this point is correct. Sometimes it's missing. Sometimes the supervisor is so busy that they do not get time to keep the subordinates on supervision. Employees, aspirants. Yes, sometimes what happens, a supervisor sets goal without even considering the aspirations of subordinates. तो वहां पे एक वो limitation act करता है MBO. यहाँ पर introduction was good. These 2 points are incorrect, which I recommend you to check the points. And बाकी ठीक है. The conclusion is also missing. Please always write a conclusion if you want full answer, maybe good answer when it comes to examination. अब conclusion लिखने के दो तरीके होते हैं. या तो आपने जितना भी लिखा है उसकी समरी बना के डाल दो, ठीक है. सेकेंड होता है एक वे फॉरवर्ड दीजिए कि why am I writing this? This is what I believe and I'm writing in the conclusion. All right, I hope you people are clear. Let me take the answer of someone else now and let's see. Let's check the answer of Amit Patil. I'll not check the answer. ऐसे check नहीं होगा ये वाला. Let me see आपने बाकी क्या है यार. I'm so sorry. I am not authorized to download these things. Let's say Jay Prakash. He has answered the question of MBO. Let me see. Depreciation नहीं किया इन्होंने, ये हमारा नहीं है. MBO already discuss हो चुका है. I'm so sorry. I will not be discussing your answer then. माधुरी का finance हो गया था. So I'm thinking to give another student a chance to check the answer of that person. Let me see. Vishal. ठीक है. MBO is already done, so I'm not taking it. Let me see the next question. Business ethics. All right. चलो वो business ethics ले लेते हैं फिर से. And let us see the perspective of that person. अब यहाँ पर एक disadvantage सबसे पहले हो गया है. That person took 45 minutes, half of his time to answer just one question. Please try to increase your typing speed. So the question, as we all aware, the question states, define business ethics Explain the difference between laws and ethics. Now, first we'll define the business ethics first, followed by an example, then how these two things are related and what are the difference between laws and ethics. This is the correct structure of writing the answer of this question. Let us see how this person has written. Business ethics represents a set of ethical principles that are applied in business environment. Absolutely correct. It applies to all the hierarchies of the organization, right? The organization developed its code of conduct to guide the actions of the members of the organization, right? Thus, business ethics can be termed as the study of effectiveness of the code of ethics laid down by organization, right? So, business ethics simply means apply the ethics into your business and run your business in a morally right way. This is the basic meaning of business ethics. Now, let's see what this person has written after it. Business ethics also includes the responsibility towards the stakeholders, be it internal, external. Very, very nice point. अब मैंने दो लोगों का चेक किया था, आई थिंक इन्होंने मेंशन किया है वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट दैट बिजनेस एथिक्स में रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कुछ स्टेक होल्डर्स की तरफ भी रहती है, बिकॉज दीज पीपल आर शोइंग ट्रस्ट ऑन अस. They have an obligation to their society, very nice, from which they draw the resources, their employees, customers, etc. I'm very, very impressed by the answer. Let us see what this person has done. Corporate reputation is dependent on the level of morality adopted in corporate operations. Excellent. This person has also written the example as well. So this level of answer I am expecting from you people, right? And the examiner also. So make this answer of this person your standard, that yes, मुझे इस तरीके का आंसर लिखना है in my mock test as well as in my examination. And the examples are organization providing for employees, correct? Organization providing quality products to their customers for a reasonable price, right? So होता क्या है, अब हम एक सोसाइटी में काम कर रहे हैं, बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, and as a business woman or as a businessman, it is the responsibility of me as well to give back to society. And how can I do that? By providing reasonable products to the customer, and those products should be of good quality, and there are many more ways of doing that. Now the person is writing the difference. यहाँ पर इन्होंने लिखा है following laws and regulation, the structure, market recognition in the letter as well as spirit. Okay, what this person is writing, let us read now. Business ethics concerning customers. Organization in the view of their customers and follow certain ethical practices such as, and these are the some ethical practices जो वो mention कर रहे हैं. All right. So first is maintaining standards in the production of goods and services. Right. The organization is obliged to provide quality products and services. Absolutely correct. So एक चीज point है यहाँ पर ना, ethics में dear, we do not have any obligation. It is the pure choice of a business whether they want to provide quality products or not. If obligation होगा, then we are talking about law. अब या moral obligation की बात कर सकते हैं. It's not legal कि आपको provide कराना ही है. तो it is the choice of the business at a reasonable cost to ensure the customer gets a better choice within their purchasing power. All right, overall it's a good point. The another one, organization must not mislead their customers through advertisement. Correct, very important. They should not provide adulterated products and products which do not hold any quality check. More or less these 2 points are related. The first and second one, we are talking about the quality only in both the points. तो एक point भी लिखते तो चलता. Organization must not indulge in the sale of inappropriate products such as illegally obtained organs, drugs, etc. All right, ठीक है. ये वाला point. Now the second one, business ethics concerning employees. So this person has divided the business ethics into 3 parts now with point of view of customers. Now this person is taking into consideration the employees. The organization should not discriminate against the employees. Yes, this is also comes under the business ethics only. अब सारी responsibility customers के towards नहीं होती. Business has some responsibility towards the employees as well. Very nice point. Now the organization must also pay a reasonable sum to the employees for the contribution they made towards the success of the organization. ठीक है, I like the answer. Now the person is writing the difference. The first one is law enforces and reflects the morals and ethical standards of a society. Okay, it describes a set of rules and regulations created by the government to govern the whole society. All right. Ethics is a branch of moral philosophy that guides the people about what is good or what is bad. All right. It is a collection of fundamental concepts and principles of an ideal human character. All right. Law is governed by government. Ethics is governed by these things. Violation of law result in punishment. Like ठीक है. I like the answer. Really like the answer. One thing is missing. और आप मुझे बताएंगे क्या missing है? Yes, the conclusion is missing. And one more suggestion would be आपने बहुत अच्छा आंसर लिखा है. प्लीज ट्राई टू टेक लेस टाइम बिकॉज अब बाकी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस मिस कर देंगे. इंपॉर्टेंट है सब में बराबर लिखना, सब में अच्छा लिखना, एंड फॉर दिस यू रिक्वायर टाइम मैनेजमेंट, प्रैक्टिस एंड गुड टाइपिंग स्पीड. These three things are also very important when it comes to writing the big answer in your examination. All right. Now I am going to take the last question for today's class, and let me see which question or who should I pick. Let's see this person. All right. Okay, she has not answered this question. Finance, not our area. Then NBFC, no. I will just explain business ethics. I'm not taking the same answer again. Let me see the another one. Mukul Saini, MBO. Chalo, let's see. This would be our last answer for today. One thing which is missing, bullets. अब मैंने देखा तो even I was very afraid कि भाई इतना बड़ा आंसर. So make the job of examiner very easy and write your answer. Always please write in big letters. Please always write your answers in bullets. आपको जब एग्जामिनर आपके आंसर चेक करे ना, उसको एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स नहीं करने पड़े. This is what my sir told me when I was in school. कि इतना सिंपल तरीके से आप आंसर लिखो, बुलेट्स में लिखो, बोल्ड करिए. इफ ऑफ कोर्स यहाँ पे अथॉरिटी नहीं है, बट मेक द जॉब ऑफ एग्जामिनर इजी. राइट. नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट बाय रीडिंग द आंसर. Management by objective is defined as the practice of applying management principles in order to achieve defined organizational objectives. All right. But now you are not mentioning here कि how the person is applying the management principles. All right. चलो ठीक है. It becomes the duty of the employee to work in the direction of those objectives. It corporate sector in India. Achha, now this person is giving example. The meaning of MBO is not very clear to me as well. This is not according to what we have understood in our class. और आपने basic meaning ही नहीं बताया कि MBO होता क्या है. Now the person is writing the example. At least आप example लिखते समय gap दे सकते थे, space दे सकते थे. Again, to make the job of examiner very easy. In corporate sector in India, MBO is a popular practice where every manager is concerned about meeting their defined ORKS, that is objective key result. For instance, in bigger firms like ITC, executive management decides overall objective of the company. Further, individual managers are supposed to take individual objective to meet the company goals. The central idea behind MBO is based on the core principles of management, which suggest. And here, this person with this example, ITC, trying to explain the process of MBO, which is not very important because यहाँ पे process of MBO पे focus नहीं है. What this person could have done is that write 100 marks का 100 marks schedule में 100 words का introduction, और जिसमें आप explain करें what is MBO, how MBO is important when it comes to effective functioning of an organization, and third point, what is the limitation, why MBO has certain limitation, उसका एक reason mention करना, and to start with the points. Although there is no need to mention the process of MBO here. Now the next part is, although MBO is popularly followed in different companies across the globe, yet it fails to achieve certain expectations of the organization. Firstly, again यहाँ पर भी आप gap दे सकते थे. Firstly, even with the clarity of overall objective of the team, there are confusions about individual roles of the employees. No, this is not correct. Every person has clarity what responsibilities, what expectations a supervisor is having, because that is how the process works. आपने ऊपर लिखा हुआ and your statements are getting contradict now. This is not a correct statement. This results in ineffective management and hence the purpose of MBO is defeated. Secondly, the first point is not correct. Please check the facts again. Secondly, during establishment of the objective, there is either underestimation or overestimation of the efforts which are required to meet key result area. Okay. Thirdly, in spite of proper internal management, there can be some external factors like market sentiments and environment which directly impact the result of the organization. Absolutely correct. Moreover, MBO does not solve key management problems like ineffective communication among team members, lack of intrinsic motivation, and ineffective leadership styles. Okay, correct. This can be clearly concluded that even though MBO is necessary for an organization to achieve its defined objective, yet it is not sufficient alone to meet the end result. You end your question very well. Important things are missing. First point, please check the authenticity of the first point. Bullets में नहीं लिखा है, sufficient space आपने नहीं दिया है. Rest everything is good, and please try to be stick to the question, and that is very very important. आप extra मत लिखो. First try to write whatever has been asked in the question, and if you feel like कि हाँ मेरे पास time है, फिर भी आप नहीं लिख सकते, because you also need time to proofread the questions, the answer what you have written. क्यों grammatical error तो नहीं है, spelling errors तो नहीं है, conclusion है, points में है. All these things are very very important. Proofreading is very very important. So just try to write what is being asked in the question and keep yourself limited. जितना words बोला गया है, try to write in those words only, the maximum words. 400 for 10 marks and 600 words when it comes 15 marks. So yes, with this we are done with the class. If you want me, if you want to ask any question, you can. Otherwise, I'm ending the session. And yeah, all the very best for your examination, and see you super soon.